You are live. You are live. Okay, sorry, I had a little itch there. But we're on live. We're on live. So here we go. Here we go. We're on day two of the Single Mom Resource Challenge. And today's gonna be a little different, y'all. It's gonna be a little different. Um, let me get out of that. It's going to be a little different. Today is day two of the Single Mom Resource Challenge. My name is Bess Parks. I'm the single mom of two, and I am the founder or co-creator of the Single Moms Club and hashtag Single Moms Level Up. So I want to thank you guys for watching live on if you're in the Single Moms Club for watching live, and also if you're watching live on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I'm checking my device to make sure that you guys can actually can hear me, and to also see the comments of people that didn't want to let StreamYard see um, uh, didn't want to let StreamYard let me know when you guys are making comments, because if you do, StreamYard is the platform that I'm using to go to broadcast, and I'm broadcasting to the private Facebook group and also to YouTube. The YouTube thing is new, and I'm glad that it's new. It's a new platform, something that I'm reaching out into. But know this, that the only way for you to have an opportunity to win the Single Mom Queen Kit that I talked about on day 0 is you need to be a part of the Single Moms Club, because that is the only place where it gathers the information for whoever is participating, doing thumbs up, who's commenting, who's watching. It does tell me who's watching, but that I don't know exactly who you are. So you'd have to say something or put a thumbs up or something so that I know that you're there on any of the videos during the time of the challenge. And that can actually have you. I'm sorry, it wasn't like exactly straight, a little freakish right there. But that's the only way that I can know that who's participating during the week of the challenge. So that's all you have to do, is do some, make some comments, even if it's just say hi, or do a thumbs up or whatever, heart, whatever, care, whatever you want to do on that. Then it will tally up who has participated the most, and whoever's at the top of the list will get an opportunity, will be the one that wins the Single Moms Queen Kit. But here is the one thing, the rule with that is, if you have won a Single Moms Queen Kit in the past 90 days, you have to wait. And you have to wait 90 days before you can win again. Doesn't mean you have to wait to make comments or anything. If you show up at the top of the list, I'll just drop down to the next person that has not won in the past 90 days. So I've given away, I think, a total of 5 kits. I think I started in November. So November, December, January, February, March, April. Wow. 6 kits. This month will make 6 kits. So this month will be 6 kits that I have given away, which are Single Mom Queen kits. If you want to see what that is, you can look in the Facebook group. I will post that to what the Single Mom Queen Kit is, that giveaway. And matter of fact, I'll post it on YouTube as well. I'll do that tonight at the end of after the session is over. So anyway, this is a topic. We're going to get right to it. Hey, Jocelyn, thank you for watching live tonight. So this is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about, the topic is how to check your spirit, not yourself, but your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Um, Really, your spirit is yourself, but how to check that? How do we check that? Um, because it's something that we need to check on. And that's part of our self love, because our spirit really is our self love. Our spirit could take over the things that we don't want to do, but we do it anyway. Our spirit can help us out with that. So one of the things that we could do is, and one of the resources that I have put into the group, it's in the featured tab at the top of the Single Moms Club private Facebook page, and that is to there's two resources in there, and it's a book called Woman Evolve by Sarah Jakes Roberts, and a book called The Process of Becoming by Sylvia Fleming. So those two, Woman Evolve is actually something that will take you through the steps of woman evolving. Um, and it's really a take on the book on the story of Eve, and how Eve was getting a bad rap. And you know how I really think that single moms get a bad rap. Let me just put that out there. I think we get a bad rap, and I think that we're oftentimes put in a corner and forgotten about, because they want to group us with somebody else, group us with just single people, that whether we have, and forget about the fact that we have kids. It's like they don't, a lot of places don't acknowledge that, employment, churches, um, they just don't acknowledge the fact that we're single moms and we're holding it all down, and we tend to not get the resources and the help that we need, emotionally, mentally, even physically, the help that we need. So, these two books are one of those things that will help you with that. So, Woman Evolve, and that's not a bad rap on anybody. It just is what it is in society, and it's been that way since the Bible days. We all, that's just how it's been. Widows, people that are divorced, people that just had kids out of wedlock. However we became single moms, we seem to be put off to the side and have to fend for ourselves. So, but that's not always easy for a lot of people to fend for themselves. It depends on how you were raised. So, I was raised by a single mom as well, who had gotten divorced. Two kids. It was my older sister and me, and my mom she was like my hero. She could do everything. She'd get on the roof, and there was a hole in the roof, and she would tar it and patch it, and she did yard work. She was very creative. She created a raised planter in our front yard with railroad ties, and she had those railroad ties brought in, and they placed them where she wanted them to be. And she also, in the living room, where in the house that we lived in, she took wood shingles that go on the side of the house, and she shingled a whole entire wall, um and then had a brick fireplace. And these are just things my mom did. And I remember the house having this yellow flowered wallpaper, and I loved that wallpaper. It had a little bit of iridescence to it, a little bit, and it was a yellow wallpaper, and it was different colors of flowers, and maybe that's why my one of my favorite colors is yellow. And so it had different wallpapers and stuff, or different shades of yellow in it. And that was something she did. And then the wallpaper that actually met it in the corner and went to the other parallel wall was actually a charcoal, not charcoal, but chocolate wallpaper, and it was different shades of dark brown. And that, I just like touching it. It was just, the texture of it was just different. So, but in saying that, my mom was like my hero. And the times that I did catch her crying, the times that I did catch her on her knees praying, the times that I did catch her stressed out and reaching for cigarettes, to help her to navigate, or to relieve stress. I don't know what the cigarettes were doing for her. I'm thinking it's stress. That's, people that smoke, that's what they say that does, is when they're stressed out, the smoking of the cigarette helps them. But my mom was just like my hero. She really was my hero. And I used to say that I wanted to be like her, but I had no idea what my mother was going through as a single mom. And the things that she did to make ends meet, My mom was a school teacher, and she was making pretty good money. Very, she was making very good money, but still she had a house, she had taxes, she had all these things, the upkeep of that house. She had my sister and I. My sister was involved with a lot of extracurricular activities. Me myself, because I was a sick child, I had asthma and allergies really bad, and I'm talking to the point that I was in hospital once or twice a week. At one point, I had to go and get treatments once or twice a week, and they were medical grade, medication. It wasn't something that could be bought over the counter, so I had to go to treatments like twice a week. So I'm sure that was causing a stress on her too, because she had to leave her job to go take me to get these treatments done. And it's just, there's a lot of stress that comes with being a single mom, because everything's on us, and we feel. I'm not gonna say we feel. I'm gonna say I feel. Um, I feel like when I ask for things in regards to my children, hey, my child needs this, I need to go and do this, that I feel like I'm being judged for having to go do that with, do that for my child, or do that with my child, or whatever. But I used to feel that way, but I realized that was an insecurity I was having, something that was going on deep inside of me that needed to be taken care of, and I needed to tap into my spirit that would help me to address that and feel no guilt whatsoever for asking to go do something for my child. You know, um, no guilt, no guilt. But ask, ask anyway. Most people won't deny you, but it's just the look that they give you. Sometimes that could throw you off. But you know what? That's a distraction that we don't need to pay any attention to. So you just go on and do and ask what you need to do for your children, and keep it pushing. So the other book that's in the feature tab is The Process of Becoming. So The Process of Becoming is one of my friends that I we went to the same church for 13 years, and she had went through some things that I had not totally I didn't know all of it. I knew bits and pieces of it, and it was one of those touchy subjects that you don't ask, because you don't know how she's where she is with the processing of what happened. So it's one of those things where she experienced something very traumatic in her childhood, and she had to come to terms with that. And that didn't happen till much later in her adulthood. And she was a single mom as well. And now she's also raising her grandchild. And so basically, she's a single parent again. But she talks about that. So if you have something that maybe you have dealt with traumatically that you need to get past and connect with your spirit, that may be a book that might help you out to see how she did that, and how she shares about that, and then go into reading Woman Evolve. To start with Woman Evolve, I don't know totally that might be where you need to be, but either book can help you out a lot. It is on Audible. That's something that's one of my new things is Audible, because once a month I get a free credit. So I get a free credit, and I can choose a whole goo gob of books that I could choose to buy with one free credit. And it's actually much cheaper to buy them through Audible than it is to get the physical book. Although some of these, I believe I want to go and get the physical book and actually have it in my house. Um, I kind of like physical books, and I always have like physical books. It wasn't until 2020 that I found Audible, and the fact that I was able to do so much more. And as I was in the car, I could listen to it. Running errands, I could listen to Audible, and for me to take in that knowledge like that was a big help. Though some of these books, like these two books, definitely Woman Evolve, that is not something that you could be out listening to That's something that you gonna need to probably take some notes. I did listen to it, but I'm gonna have to go back and listen again to it and take some notes. Actually, she Sarah Jakes Roberts, she actually narrates it, and it's her book, and she recommends getting a journal. And in your journal, to journal some certain things that she's giving you heads up on to evolve, to be a woman that's evolving. And I agree with journaling, and so now I got to take my time reading that book again, or listening to that book again, and taking the notes that she's like, she'll ask you questions, and you just write your answers in your journal. And I recommend that. That's really good, because in my journal there is a section that the five pillars that I talk about, the five building blocks, the five pillars and the building blocks that we need to focus on and set goals in, and write down what our benefits of reaching those goals are, and also what our courses of action, what are we going to do to reach these goals. We need to write those down and use I will statements on all of them. So the spiritual is also one of those building blocks. We talked about the first building block, or pillar, whichever you want to call it. We talked about that, the first building block, yesterday. So go back and watch that replay, which is available in the guide section of the Single Moms Club. You can see the replay, or of course, if you're on YouTube, you can find day one and watch the replay there. So that's, that was that. And so today's pillar or building block is actually the spirit. How to check your spirit. How do you check that? And how you check that is ask yourself, how am I doing today? Am I okay? Am I not okay? And sit with yourself and see how you're feeling. Let some thoughts run through your head without stopping them. I've kind of been replaying my day today. It was a little bit emotional for me today, because my oldest child moved out. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I know he's got to move out. I know he's got to be out on his own, but he moved out. He said last night that his friend was coming to help him move his stuff, and he's moving in with some of his friends into a house, and they're working on some business stuff, that things that they're doing together. And I'm just not, I guess I kind of sort of just wasn't ready for it, because he had been saying it for a while and it hadn't happened, and then all of a sudden, boom, he really did it. And I went in his room today and I was like, oh my gosh, he's really gone. His stuff was packed and gone. He left a few things, of course. We all do that. We don't take everything out of the room. We leave some stuff. I think the room he's moving into, with in the house with his friends, is much smaller than his room here, so he can't fit everything like he does in this room here. But oh man, I I feel, I don't know, I feel a little bit empty. Um and so that's something that I need to tap into my spirit and see what is that? Am I okay about it? Not that I could do anything about it anyway, but if I tap into my spirit and have my spirit to fill that hole, um with something else I should be doing, and focusing on, and refocus myself. So of course I'm going to go into my journal, because that kind of took me off focus a little bit, because I've been just feeling that throughout the day today. And I don't know, I guess I'm feeling kind of sad. That's kind of what it is. Kind of sad that, okay, my son's grown up, he's 21. He's grown up. He's going to be 22 in November, and he's moved out, and I guess I'm sad about it. I am a little bit sad about it. And then I took my daughter to the doctor today, and she asked for me to leave the room because she wanted to ask the doctor some things that she wasn't comfortable saying in front of me. That made me feel some kind of way too. that made me feel some kind of way too. And I had to tap again into my spirit and say, what is that? What's going on? But what it is that I can't control that. She wants to ask questions, and I have to be okay with that, that at least she wants to ask somebody that's a professional about something that's going on with her in her own body. And she did tell me that before we got there, that she wanted to talk to the doctor and ask the doctor something that she wasn't comfortable talking about with me in the room. And I was like, wow, I feel a little weird about that. But I respected that and let her have that conversation with a professional instead of leaving her to all the stuff they have access to try to figure out whatever it is that she had a question about and not get the right answer from a professional that went to school and is a doctor and has experience, with whatever she may, experience knowledge of whatever it is that she's feeling or going through. So there were those two things that we're all in my family right now. We're all going through these into different phases of our lives at the same time. It's never happened like this before with us. Um, my son's a young adult. My daughter's a teenager. I'm about to be an empty nester in about a year or two, and we're all going through this phase, different phases. My daughter's about to graduate. There are things that we're and it's just happening one thing after the other. And I'm having to find what to do with me. What am I going to do with myself? Once I'm an empty nester, what am I going to do with myself? And that's where I started, digging into myself. What do I like? What do I, what are my dreams? What are my goals? What are the benefits of my goals? What do I'm, what am I going to do with that? Um, and it's a little hard. It's a little hard because when your kids, they encompass a lot of your life. They take, they're so much a part of your life, and you do so much for them, and then when you no longer have to do anything for them, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. And it's like, okay, what do I do now? So with my son, when he before he graduated, I'd say his whole entire senior year, I made a point of pulling myself back, cutting the apron strings, letting him venture out more, um, to prepare for him graduating, because he's my first child graduating from high school. And he went away to college. So I was like, man, this is crazy. This is so crazy, and having to get all that together and financial aid and whatever, housing, all of that, that was a lot. And then of course the family was involved, but nobody was actually here doing that. It was me doing it. Um, and hearing other people's opinions and whatever else, sometimes is a little hard to focus when everybody's, giving you their opinions and this, that, whatever, this, that. That's a little hard when you're a single mom and you don't have somebody else, that other person, like a husband or somebody to talk to, that's a part of the whole family dynamic, that's there 24/7 for you to bounce things off of. Hey, what do you think about this? If especially when when we're single moms, and all of us don't have good relationships with the baby's dad, um, with our kids' dad, um, but uh, they still need to be involved if they want to be involved. Um, and of course, I'm not talking about if it's a dangerous situation and there's abuse or anything. Please, by all means, don't do this, okay? But if it's not, we need to give them an opportunity to be involved. Um, Men don't always know how to express themselves. They don't know how to ask to be a part of something that they're not familiar with. So we have to offer. If they show up or not, that's on them. That's all we could do is offer, give them an opportunity to show up, give them an opportunity to be there for their children, even if it is just for graduation. That's something that we need to do, and that's where we have to tap into our spirit as well. Our strength comes from our spirit, and the reason I'm speaking of our spirit is because we pray a lot, y'all. We pray a lot as single moms because so much stuff comes at us unexpected from here, there, where, it, everywhere. It all comes to us unexpected. And doggone well, we all just like, oh my God, what is happening? You know, that's a prayer. You know what I'm saying? That is a prayer. It doesn't take the Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. You don't always have to do that. You don't always have to do that. Yes, it is good to do that from time to time, but when in distress, we need a quick something, and that's what God accepts that too. And God will touch our spirit and give us ideas and things and decisions and ways to go. And that's something that we need to always, we can't just use him like a genie in a bottle and just expect, okay, answer me on this. If we keep a consistent contact with him through praying, we'll always get ideas, we'll always get direction, we'll always get answers from all kinds of different places, from movies, from music, from people, from a video. Hey, video, you know, we'll get it from all kinds of places. And single moms, I'm going to tell you this, and I've said it before, and I always said it. We have a superpower that we don't even use. And that superpower is our connection to the spirit. And the reason we got that connection to our spirit is because we got children, y'all. We got children, and children will make you connect to your spirit because you're going to do some, oh my God, throughout your whole journey as a single mom. Oh my God, good, bad, ugly, whatever it is, you're going to call on him, and spirit is going to show up. You know, Holy Spirit will show up and help you with whatever you're going through, help you celebrate, help you figure it out, help you get some ideas. It will happen. That is our secret weapon. That's our secret weapon, and our superpower is our spirit. So our kids are the key to unlocking our spirit. They're the key because raising children is a huge responsibility. And what we have to realize is that we guide them, you know, we guide them. We don't own them, but we guide them throughout their lives. And a lot of times that's hard because we want them to do what I say when I say it and da 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 da. Yes, they're going to honor us and do what we say, but it's still a guidance. There is a discipline in there, and it's all of that. And we have to mix that up together to lead and guide our kids in the way that they should go. And a lot of that comes from the prayers that we pray because we need help. um you know it's like, oh God, help me with this. um Lord, I don't know what to do with this. There's things that we say and you may not even notice that you're saying it, but I've heard almost every single mom that I know, like, really, this is what we doing, Lord? I was like, oh God, really? Pray. That's it. And all we got to do is ask. Acknowledge, ask, and wait for an answer. And acknowledge, ask, and wait for an answer. And by all means, if you don't know how to do all of that, get yourself a journal. Write, Roman numeral two, the second phase, the second building block in your life, spiritual. Write down some goals that you want to reach in your spiritual life. Write down what the benefits of you reaching those goals. Hey, if I do this, then I'll this will help me with this. And then write down what are your actions that you're going to do with that. What are your actions that you're going to do with that? If you don't have any ideas, it takes time. Don't if this is new to you, it will take some time. Don't underestimate the small beginnings. If you just buy the journal and you don't know what to put in it, don't worry about that. I'm giving you some things that you can put in there, which is the 5 areas of your life that we need to set goals, benefits, and our courses of action that we're going to do, and then read some books. And like I said, if you don't have time to pick up books, or you don't have the extra money to pick up books, consider doing Audible. So if you do Audible, they will give you a free book. The first book is free, and then after that, they'll ask you if you want to have a membership, and you can either do it or not. And if here's something that you can ask for help. I know Mother's Day just passed, but you could possibly ask somebody in your family, or somebody in your church, or somebody that you may know. Hey, could you, I think it's like 14.99 or something like that per month or something. That's like the get one credit I don't know, 1 credit a month. I got in 2020, and they were giving away memberships for free. So I got in under that, so I just get a free credit, but I'm not, and it's a wonderful thing. I'm getting a free credit that I don't have to pay into it. I just get a free credit every month. They gave away a membership, their entry level membership, for free. And so I get 1 free credit a month. So I just wait till I get my free credit, and I just have a wish list of all the books that I want, and I just choose a new book. And that's my book for the month. And whether I got to listen to it 1 or 2 times, because us being single moms and busy, sometimes that does happen. And sometimes I do have to re-listen to that, especially if I realize it's one of the books that I need to probably take some notes for. So, that's what I wanted to tell you guys today, is to check your spirit. Check your spirit. And if you don't check it, I bet you your kids will. That's just a part of being a single mom. Our kids will have us check our spirit on a consistent basis, and it's there. But if we would just keep our spirit, keep our connection to our spirit a continuous flow, then it won't be a trigger so much all the time. It won't be us like trying to rub a lamp to get something, when we need it. It will just have these answers ahead of time. So that's all I have to say today. Today was day 2 of the challenge, and I will see you guys tomorrow, day 3, and we're gonna talk about something else. All right. All right. Hashtag single moms level up. Much love. Bye. Have a great evening, y'all. Check out those features, the feature tab in the Single Moms Club. By the way, if you're on the YouTube channel and watching, you can go to and search. Actually, I put it in the comments on the on day 1. I put it in the comments, and it's the link to the Single Moms Club. I had to think for a minute. It's the link to the Single Moms Club, and you can just click that link. You'll be taken to the Single Moms Club. There's 3 questions that I ask, and I ask those 3 questions so that we can serve you better in the Single Mom Club by helping you with whatever it is that that's going on in your life that you are struggling with, so that we can all level up together. And leveling up is just as gaining a new perspective, by gaining some new information, by us doing what we need to do, which is going from just surviving to CEO in every area of our lives through self-love, self-care, and self-education. Hashtag single moms level up. Much love, y'all. Bye. See you tomorrow.